to Nyx. When we come back, you'll have access to largely any information you want from these guys because you have some of them captured, one of them still conscious.
Okay.
Nyx, you wanted to examine your amulet you stole.
Yeah.
So the amulet has a definite tech edge to it. It looks like it's still an amulet, but it's got, it's metal, and there's actually like some kind of connectors that would like go onto skin essentially, or where it's worn. I can't think of a better move to roll for this than assess the situation. So you're just, if you want to, roll 2d6 and add superior.
Yeah, because assess the situation. So with the guilt.
It's -1.
Yeah.
So 9.
Yep.
So that means you will get one of these questions, and feel free to modify it for the kind of situation, since it's an odd one for assist the situation. What here can I use to blank? What here is the biggest threat? What here is in the greatest danger? Who here is most vulnerable to me, or how could we best end this quickly? And just kind of come up with something like that for this, because obviously none of those fit perfectly to ask as your question.
Oh, okay. So I'm asking a question. I
Mm-hmm.
was like, I really just want to ask, like, what does the amulet do? What was it used for?
You look at the thing, you mess with it a bit, you quickly come to realize that you don't have the technical knowledge to figure this out from just looking at it, so you can either try and find someone else who might know about it, or / give up on learning about it, or you could always try it on yourself.
Ryan, do it. Just try it. Do it.
I was gonna say, I'm thinking of doing it. I'm in a dark alley messing with,
Yeah,
It's
you
up
could,
to
you could just be like playing with it, like as you're kind of like frustrated. You're just like, whatever, and just messing with it.
Yeah, I think I'll just fiddle with it in whatever way makes it activate, I guess.
You realize that they're the kind of connectors that are on the back.
Die. It's just like
Nipple clamps.
As you're messing with it, you kind of get both thumbs on each, like one on each connector at some point. You suddenly feel a powerful sensation, and you realize that there's suddenly a bunch of noise. You let your fingers off, it kind of stops. You experiment a bit, and before long you realize that when you have some part of your skin on both of these connectors, you can read thoughts.
What?
So it's an amulet. It's something you could like wear like just on skin, but it doesn't have to be directly on the chest. It could just be as long as you're kind of interacting with it in that way.
Okay. I mean, so I suppose I will wear it then,
All right.
so I can, invasively read other people's thoughts.
Sounds good. So you guys, do you have any questions you wanted to ask about what's going down?
I will definitely ask the guy that I caught about.
Oh, and for wearing it, I will be hiding it under my clothing, under my shirt.
Mm-hmm.
So with this new information, I have, like, in my possession one of the guys. So now is the time to ask
Everything.
the higher up, like, something. So, like, if I'm kind of minus right now, so
Yeah,
if someone
whichever
wants
of
to-
you is in the best position for a provoke someone roll, go ahead and roll that, and we'll use that as a basis for how much information you're able to get out of him.
I've tried
So
to do
that
provoke
is
twice
going to
now, and
be
it hasn't worked. So.
Plus superior, and whoever, if you don't have the minus, you don't have the minus.
I mean, we could all try and see what happens.
That's pretty
true.
high superior right now. So.
All right, so we'll let Pandora do the roll, and we'll see what we get.
Are we doing it as a group?
This is representative of it happening as a group.
Okay,
Yes.
gotcha.
But I'm letting the best person roll it because that just allows
Well
for the
done.
best result.
Well done.
So, you guys have terrified this guy. You can get all of the information he has out of him if you need to. So you guys go ahead and give me some questions that you ask.
What time is this going down?
8 o'clock.
Yeah, I was going to say, as if I need to ask.
Yeah.
8 o'clock.
What a plot twist. Decision time, gang.
What time is it now? Like
8 o'clock.
no!
It's actually pretty early right now. It's still a little afternoon. It's probably around 2.
It actually is 8 o'clock our own time. So.
Oh, would you look at that? Spooky. 8 o'clock. All right. I guess I'll just say I'll kind of bring him closer to me because now I know that Sparrow is involved. So now I'm a lot more like, oh crap, like, and so I'll be like, where is it being taken place? Can't speak tonight.
So you will learn that essentially the plan he knows is that they were here to shake down and see who would bend, who would be willing to pay protection money, who would be willing to give up space at certain times for illicit deals, that kind of stuff. People who refused that, he would have known that they were supposed to come back tonight at around 8. They were going to have been given technology that would give them powers.
Uh-oh.
And they would have taken stuff out. With them not coming back, he doesn't know, but he's threatening at least that there's probably someone else coming, someone more dangerous.
Okay. You said don't be here tonight. Do you mean this exact location or another one?
This whole neighborhood.
Which I'm assuming is not anywhere close to the training.
No.
Yeah, okay. And then
We gotta tell Aegis. There's no way we can protect this whole neighborhood by ourselves.
They already looked down on us.
I agree that this might actually be a chance to impress Astroman and Aegis. If we stop the syndicate right here and now, they might stop looking down on us and
Well.
actually accept us as actual heroes.
I'm all for not getting another talking to, that's for sure.
And that will
Nick.
most certainly happen if we call Aegis here.
Nyx, what's the first thing you do when you have the power to read minds?
Yeah. We kind of just skipped over that, like, you can read
BT
minds.
BT
By the
dub.
way. Anyways.
I guess just go for a walk around the neighborhood and see what I can hear. Hear what I can hear.
So, you're getting used to it. It's kind of overwhelming at first because you're getting a lot of noise that you can't quite all sort through.
I mean, it's just like I'm assuming it's not Bruce Almighty global like.
It's not global, but you're walking through a city neighborhood. There's probably at least a dozen people around and plus buildings. You don't
And they're
really
all
know
thinking?
what the range.
Gosh dang it.
You don't know what the range on this thing is right now. You're still working. This is new to you.
Yeah.
So you're
Okay.
getting a lot of kind of static almost because it's just a bunch of thoughts over thoughts happening. How about you roll me and unleash your powers?
The mind reading thing essentially being a new power.
Essentially being a new power.
Okay.
Unleash your powers is plus freak, and I don't know if your condition's affected or not. I don't remember.
The only one is guilt, which is to provoke and
Okay.
to assess,
So you can just roll plus freak.
which is plus nothing. Oh. That's a.
So go ahead and mark potential.
Womp womp.
And we are killing these rolls.
Yeah.
You find that it's just too much for you to handle right now. In fact, you feel like at some point it's giving you enough of a headache that you probably should take the amulet off.
Or you heard something you didn't want to hear. You're like, just like, nope.
Astroman's so sexy, I just want him to...
Yeah. And you're like, no! Just drop it.
You are frustrated by this. I'm not going to have you mark a condition, but it's just frustrating that you had this cool new toy and it does an interesting thing, but it's just not working for you right now.
Yeah. And I'm assuming that, just having a shirt in between the amulet and
That'll
my
block
skin.
it.
Okay.
So, I guess for what my character would be doing at this time is we're kind of assessing what to do in regards to telling Aegis or not. I will let the guy kind of faint and just kind of let him drop.
Sure.
And I'll kind of look over to Breach and I will ask him, do you really think we're strong enough to defeat all of these villains coming to take over this city just by ourselves?
You don't know how many villains it is. It's one neighborhood is being threatened with something.
Right.
I don't know, but there's only really one way for us to find out. This could be a way for us to prove that we're not just destruction tools.
So I'm looking at these team moves
Sure.
And if I'm sharing a vulnerability,
Mm-hmm.
that's kind of what I'm going for here.
All right, sure.
I'm kind of asking him honestly if he thinks there's kind of hope for us in this situation to succeed.
Sure, absolutely. So when you share a vulnerability, please go ahead and read the rest of that sentence because it's different for every class.
So it says, if they say yes, mark potential or clear one box of your doom track. If they say no, mark a condition or mark your doom track.
So he asked you, do you think there's hope for us to be able to beat whatever this is?
Okay, sorry, read that again. It's
So I'm basically asking you if you think that we can defeat this kind of looming threat. Because I'm kind of in a state of vulnerability, thinking that maybe we're not strong enough. So I'm looking to you to say, if you say yes, that affects me positively, and if you say no, it kind of affects me negatively.
Just like...
but it has to be like your honest opinion, like
Okay.
as your character.
What does Breach think about your chances of beating?
I think we got to watch each other's backs, and we can do this together because the people of this neighborhood, they're depending on someone to do something, and tonight that someone is us.
And I will be fairly inspired by this.
All right?
And kind of reassured that, yeah, we can work well as a team.
Sure.
So I guess I'll mark off, I don't have anything on my doom track, so I'll mark off potential.
Yeah, that was one of your two choices. Just a reminder as your character, please keep track of your Doom stuff with me because I can't possibly remember.
No, I know what I'm doing now, and as I let the guy fall kind of from my grip, and he goes unconscious, his eyes roll into the back of his head, he's drooling, because
He peed himself.
I'm literally just like sucking his vitality into myself. Does this frighten anybody? Does anyone see this, or are they kind of like, ugh, like?
Nope. I'd be good.
It doesn't bother me.
I've seen combat. I'm good.
All right, we're good.
Yep.
I didn't think it would, but I need to.
It's a fair
Oh,
question.
that's good to
The
ask.
things that,
Depending on how if your powers get more creepy, it might creep me out.
yeah, that was pretty tame. They can get much worse. The things that tick my doom track are overexerting myself and frightening my friends, essentially.
So you guys are starting to lean towards dealing with this yourself, it sounds like.
Yeah.
All right. Nyx, you tried messing with the amulet. It didn't quite work. You're kind of frustrated. What do you do now?
I'm gonna go get me a sandwich. And I'm assuming you guys are gonna give me a call about all this stuff going down.
You're assuming a lot out
Yeah, I
of
was
fresh
gonna
newbie teens.
Do we even have anything to call you?
Wow.
I mean, we're all over here doing teamworky stuff, and you're off on your own.
What we could say is that with your amulet, you could maybe pick up on our thoughts and then like figure out where we are from that.
What describe the sandwich place you go to for me, please. Brief description, nothing too detailed.
Subway.
Copyright.
Well, then, what kind of city was this again?
It's a big metro, think metropolis. It's a big metro city. It's called Halcyon City. And
Okay.
it's a big mecca metro with tons. It's where the center of all superhero activity is.
Okay. I guess I'll just go into kind of like a hole in the wall sandwich shop. That's one of those
Literally
places
called
that's
the
got
hole
really
in the
good
wall.
food and like no decor or no advertising or anything. Just one of those really good mom and pop shops.
All right. While you go in, you're ordering your food. It's a place you know, good food. You really like it. After you've ordered, and you're waiting on your food. A young woman about your age comes in. She is about your age. Got.
Like what you see, boys.
His character is 147 years old. So she's a teenager, like you guys. She has long, like near black hair with a red stripe. It's a red streak down the side.
Edgy.
Hot. Looks to be like maybe a little bit ethnic, but kind of white still. She orders
An
Couple-
evil sandwich.
An evil sandwich.
She's on the up and up. Just like, I'll take it.
That's the name of all of the sandwiches based on heroes and villains.
Yeah.
The evil sandwich. Taste
joy and
hatred.
She
Taste joy.
if you're paying
Every
attention to her, you'll see that she
vegetable
orders. If you're paying attention to her, you'll see that she orders 2 sandwiches, and is just kind of like, after she's ordered, she kind of goes to a corner and just leans against the wall, waiting.
I was also kind of picturing Knives Chow from Scott Pilgrim.
That's fair.
I don't know that I really have anything to say to her. It's just sort of.
I just listing.
I'm
the thing
assuming that
happens.
we're the only people in the.
You right now. You're the only people in there. You're both waiting on your sandwiches.
Reader mod.
I guess it's kind of true if it is like 2 in the evening. Not
Yeah,
too
it's-
many people
it's
are going to be ordering
after lunch
sandwiches.
hour. So
Yeah.
you said it's a pretty hole in the wall place, so it's not going to be super busy.
Yeah.
Here's your sandwich menu.
Try out your mind reading thing.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah! I forgot I had that.
Wow, what a perfect opportunity that's been dropped into my lap that I just sandwich food.
Yeah, it
That
doesn't read
does
the
sound like a teenage boy. So.
Yeah, it doesn't read the situation, just
Sandwich.
leaves. Like, eh, it's whatever.
Sandwich. Food. Female. Sandwich. Food. Female. Sandwich.
Wait, I'm reading my own mind. Just like,
Go ahead and unleash your powers. I'm going to give you a provisional +2 since there's not many people around this time.
Okay. Only
Which
one of
saves
them.
it from being a failure.
Yes, it does.
Nice.
So I will tell you how the effect is unstable or temporary. You're still getting used to it. Right now, what you can't really read her thoughts directly. You can't just hear the words she's thinking essentially. What you kind of get a sensation that is that she's very angry. You can tell there's someone in her life who is making her angry right now, and she's kind of trying to decide if she wants to just blow off some responsibility or not. That's what you're getting, but you aren't getting like specific details.
she's related to the sparrow.
I know nothing about that. You
I
guys
did-
haven't called me to say, "Hey, be a part of the team."
Phones or anything?
I don't
That's what
think
I
that.
just
I don't
asked.
think
I
that
was
was
like, do we even
established.
contact?
Yeah.
I mean, I could use my vehicle to come and just pick them up real fast. If this is a favorite shop of yours, I'd probably know where it is.
Oh, please interrupt him while he's trying to put the moves on this lady. That would be perfect.
Assuming he tries to put the moves on this lady.
It's Nyx.
Who wouldn't?
She's also angry.
You could help alleviate that anger.
Yeah. Nothing better than sex.
Whoa! No,
Come right out and say it.
I was gonna say buy her the sandwich, and you're just like fuck her.
Throw her down on that counter and just
she's
fuck
already
her
bought
senses.
2 sandwiches.
Show her that foot long.
Yeah. Give her a nice long taste.
Oh my god. You don't have to pay $5 for that one.
It's free. Anyway.
So, do you do anything, or you good? You mind control her? You mind read her, and you're good, or
Okay, and I'm assuming that there's no other thoughts to be read from her.
I mean, you could try and keep focusing, but it might get weird if you're just staring at her for a while.
So it's based on who I'm looking at, or is it just sort of proximity?
It's mostly proximity. I'm just saying, like, you're probably going to give away signs if you keep trying to focus on it.
Yeah, okay.
It's up to you.
So starting a conversation, I guess I could.
Come here often. I do.
That's true. Yeah. I don't know how to start up a conversation with.
I mean, you're a
somebody.
teenager and an attractive girl walked in. I can't say that I knew how to do it at that age either.
Comment on her.
I still don't know how to do it now. I'm 25.
I like your hair stripe.
I like your hair thingy.
Good
What
sandwich
kind of
choice.
sandwich did you get?
Or you could be like super awkward, just be like, so, like the sandwiches here?
I saw you got 2 sandwiches.
Yeah.
You must be fat.
Where do you put it?
Where do you put it?
I like them thick.
Be gone!
Well, that's one way to start a conversation. She walks in, and you're just like, "Be gone, fuck!"
This is my subway.
Way sub.
Oh, sorry.
Waste.
Way sub.
It's way sub.
All right, sorry.
Way subs. Well, there's many of them.
Can you show me the way subs?
Oh boy.
All right, we now return to perhaps flirting in progress.
Or not.
I was gonna say, I think I'm gonna kill that actually, and
That's
just
fine.
I will continue to fiddle with the amulet, not staring, but just sort of, trying to train myself how to read a specific person. I mean, I could read the sandwich lady or sandwich person. I will read the. I will also try to read the person's thoughts of the person making the sandwich as well.
So how about we move on from unleashing powers to let's try and roll pierce the mask. Whenever you pierce someone's mask to see the person beneath, roll plus mundane.
Okay. That's gonna be a 8.
All right. So that means you can ask one of the following, not in character but out of character, and I will answer it
Yeah. Okay.
truthfully. What are you really planning? What do you want me to do? What do you intend to do? How could I get your character to blank? Or how could I gain influence over you?
And was this for the sandwich person or for the girl?
I'll let you choose.
Okay. I think I will choose the girl and do the what do you intend to do?
You start really trying to figure this thing out and focus it. You aren't staring, but you do start glancing over at her several times. And at a certain point, you get the feeling she's noticed. But you finally start getting impulses from the amulet. You said, what do you intend to do?
Yes, because you said she seemed angry and that she planned on skipping something or other. So
You can tell that she's not quite certain yet. There's something her father wants her to do that she's not excited about, and right now she's trying to decide whether she should go or just bail.
okay.
We cut to the rest of the group having decided on their plans. What are you guys doing in the meantime? Are you figuring out how the hell to contact Nyx, or are you just doing something?
You said this was a tech city. I'm assuming we have cell phones.
I'm assuming.
And I was like teenagers. I'm assuming cell phones. So somebody just ring me,
I'm
text
not
me.
going to enforce their decisions for them. That's not my job.
I don't know, Snapchat me, whatever.
I think in the meantime,
Who's next?
I think
Nyx doesn't realize he has the power to be forgotten immediately as soon as he's not near people.
My roommate made that joke. He's like, "Oh, Ryan doesn't exist unless I see him."
What's it called? To reaffirm my weebiness, there's actually an anime character that is his power. As soon as you don't see him, you immediately forget who he is and like that he exists.
There's also a Doctor Who villain.
That does that as well.
I think in the meantime,
Oh, that's cool.
Breach is gonna warn Joe, the owner of the gym, who he knows really well, about what's going down, and tell him to like pack up and go home early.
All right, you enter the gym. You see that. Sorry, what was his name again? Joe?
Joe.
Joe, when you enter the gym, you see that Joe is actually sitting down on one of the chairs, and you know that that's not really his thing. He's usually kind of high energy. You know, for an older guy, he's either punching the bag or helping out someone or, you know, whatever. But right now he's just kind of sitting. He might be maybe breathing a little heavily. You think back and you remember that one of those thugs you fought had a bruise starting to form on his face.
Oh no.
So it's up to you. That's what you see when you first enter.
So I'll come in all in kind of like a flurry, like start to rattle off and tell him what's going down, and then realize that he's kind of in a different state than I normally see him, and he'll stop mid sentence and breach. I'll just say like, Joe, are you all right? What happened?
First, I want you to roll Pierce the Mask since you're trying to get a gauge on him.
Okay.
So that is going to be plus mundane, and check to see if your stuff's affecting it. 2d6 plus mundane. See if your emotions are affecting it.
5 minus 1, so 4.
All right, so mark potential.
Damn.
Well, at least you're gonna
It's 7 is the baseline for success.
Oh, okay.
You always got to get 7 or higher. So you're kind of excited because you realize that something's wrong. So you realize that something is wrong, but you aren't. It's keeping you from like really getting like just thinking it through. You're kind of just reacting.
Mm-hmm.
He says, don't worry, I'm not hurt. I'm just had to fight, had to scare off those thugs that came by. You know, you're a good kid. You really try to keep yourself on the straight and narrow, really try to improve yourself, and I'm proud that you aren't just some nasty criminal like the rest of them. He is, since he has influence on you for sure, he is trying to up your savior
Okay.
and down your danger. You can accept or reject.
Definitely accept.
Okay, so go ahead and move your danger down 1, move your savior up 1.
Well, my savior went from in the negative to 0.
You're better at protecting people now.
Yay.
What emotions do you have marked right now? What conditions?
Just guilty.
Just guilty?
Yep.
I think I'll honestly say you can remove guilty because I think you tried to help the city, you tried to help the streets, and someone you care about is affirming your value.
All right.
So I think it's fair that you can remove guilty.
All right. No more guilt. That's good. At least for my character's sake, it's good.
Mm-hmm.
So just as like a role playing take, kind of responding to that, I'll just kind of shake my head and be like, it's all because of you, Joe. You're the one who kept my head on straight. Helped me hit in the bags instead of hitting faces.
Well, you hit faces too.
Well,
but-
hit faces sometimes.
Yeah. You're a good kid. I'm just going to take a breather. Don't worry about me.
Can I assess the situation to see if he really is okay?
Sure. So that'd be plus superior.
Okay. That's a 10 plus 1. So
Nice. So you can ask up to 2 questions of either any of these. What here can I use to blank? What here is the biggest threat, which might be one you want to consider. What here is in the greatest danger, also there. Who here is most vulnerable to me? How could we best end this quickly?
I think I want to ask who's here in the most danger.
Okay. Joe's getting older. He's still a tough guy, and you can see he's not hurt. There's no blood. He's not limping. He's just kind of tired.
Okay.
Who was the
But-
character from Punch Out?
The guy who trains
Yeah.
him. I don't think it was Joe.
Okay.
I don't know.
I was just
Who trains Little Mac, right?
Yeah,
go,
I-
little back.
Okay.
I guess to the
You
Google.
recognize that he can hold himself in a fight still, but you know that if he gets involved with someone too big, he still might not back down because he didn't back down from 3 people. And if he tries to get into a fight with an honest-to-God supervillain, he might get hurt or killed.
Okay. So, but from what I assess, he is not in any like mortal danger. He's not dying or anything.
No.
Okay.
But he's in danger from maybe overexerting himself, like overextending himself if situation gets too dire.
Okay. So I'm gonna kind of level with him and just be like, Joe, listen, you gotta get home. Something's going down tonight, and this neighborhood's gonna get real rough, and I can't have you be here when that happens.
His first name is Jerome.
Okay.
Oh,
Jerome-
the one.
Jerome Doc Lewis.
Oh, Doc.
Doc,
That's
yeah,
it.
that's-
Yep.
He tries to like kind of put it off casually. What? You think I'm getting too old for this?
Yeah. Lay it down straight, Scott.
No, you're still the best in the business, but these characters who might roll up tonight, they might be a little out of your weight class.
So I want to point out that in this game, there are a set of adult moves you can pick up as you gain levels, and you don't have access to them.
Okay.
As a teenager without adult moves, you do not have access to the Persuade with Best Interests ability.
Oh, great.
So you can only motivate people by provoking them.
Oh.
Oh, teenagers. Yeah, you're
So-
old man.
So I sh-
So doing this, you're making good points, but unless you actively try to provoke him into leaving, you can't make a roll to try and convince him to leave.
Oh my gosh.
Or if you
So-
get enough experience to take an adult move.
Okay, so I
I was gonna
literally
say, I
have
think
to
if you
change
fail
the...
one more time, you might level up. and
Maybe
get
I
that.
will. So
So yeah, old man.
okay, so I guess instead, I'll say, well, you're not no spring chicken anymore, and I can't have you slowing me down out there.
Alright, so I'm going to have you roll to provoke someone. When you roll to provoke someone susceptible to your aid, say what you're trying to get them to do, then roll plus superior.
So I am trying to get Joe to go home where he will be away from the danger that's going to happen when around 8.
Sounds good.
Although it's his home in this neighborhood.
God, I hope not. Let's say for story purposes, it's not.
Sure.
That's a 7 plus superior is an 8. So
Alright.
Gee, that would suck. You'd be like, you succeeded. It's in the neighborhood. You still fail.
Why would you live like
It's
super far
upstairs.
away? From
Yeah, it's upstairs. Fine, I'll go to bed. And just like the bed is in the ring, he's just like, damn it. I should have thought that one through.
On a 7 to 9, they choose one of the following. I'm going to choose he errs and you gain a critical opportunity.
oh,
He starts saying that those guys weren't any trouble. I'm just a little tired. It's anyone would get a little tired after fighting 3 guys. And he starts revealing you really get a strong medical proof that he is really more tired than he should be. He's just winded. So you gain that as evidence that you can use against him in continued.
seeing that he's more winded than he wants to let off, I'll stick out like my fists towards him. Just be like, let me just take this round. Just tag out for me.
Ooh.
Hoping that he like just fist bumps me back.
Roll comfort or support someone.
All right.
Roll plus mundane.
Which is a -1. Feels good.
Yeah, we're not mundane around here.
That's a 7 -1.
We're just getting 6s like,
Oh. All right. Let me mark it down again. Another potential, I'm guessing.
Yep, mark potential. Anytime you get under 7 on a roll.
Okay. Well, I have full potential now.
So we will go over leveling in a sec once I determine what the result of that is.
I was so close.
Stubborn old man, just punch him out. Just do one of those like
Um,
friendly ones like, boo!
He will, he sighs, tags out, and says, you're probably right. I should go get some rest. What I'm doing is I'm letting it be a success because I think that's appropriate, but you just won't get into the mechanical things you might have gotten for.
That's fair.
So let's, I'll time out real quick while we look at your moves and decide what you want for your level up.
Okay.
Can I describe picking up Nyx real fast?
Go crazy.
All right. So while you're inside the sandwich shop, Nyx, all of a sudden outside you hear a whoop whoop.
Well,
So what do you do?
I don't know if the sandwich is done yet. I ain't leaving until I get my sandwich.
Well, when you look outside,
If
you
she's still
see-
at the sandwich shop, that means the other sandwich. I think. No, wait. She came in after me, so I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll just. I don't know. I don't know if I got my sandwich yet.
I don't know. Do you have your sandwich?
You've probably been there long enough.
Yeah, I feel like you've been there a while.
Yeah. If I'm giving her this creepy side eye for long enough, yeah, I probably got my sandwich. So. I guess I will just grab the sandwich and take off.
Yeah. So the door opens and you hear, Franklin, we've got a situation here. We need you immediately.
Okay. Yeah. I'll grab my sandwich and head out.
So you could pick and which one.
Snarky remarks.
Oh, it's about time. Thought you all forgot about me.
Nothing.
When did that become his character?
Go with it.
All right, quick summary.
All right.
Since I was helping. What exactly was the situation
So I sent my spaceship to go and pick him up real fast, and
from the
as
subway place?
yeah, from the subway place.
the
And as he
way sub?
stepped outside,
Way
I was
sub.
like, "Hey,
The
you
way
know, we
sub.
got a situation
Way
here. You got to
sub.
come immediately."
Fresh eat. Footlong's $5.
All right, I'm going to just quickly say that the last panel on that scene of you picking him up is of the girl in the corner, just kind of looking up as you guys, as you guys depart, with kind of a gleam in her eye.
We swear she's important. Ryan just
Yeah, I was
messed it
gonna
all
say-
up.
I just ignored the critical NPC. I missed a side quest.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
There's
We gotta go back
there was
to
an
those
exclamation.
experience points.
There's an exclamation point above her head, and you're just like, "Nah, I'll do it later." I got to get my food stats.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys are together again. What are you guys doing in the couple hours you have left to prepare for tonight?
We do a montage of all of us getting in our suits, and then realize we still have like 3 hours left. Yeah.
I
Oh.
don't,
Since
I don't have
I'm-
a superhero costume, so I'm just in
What?
whatever.
I was gonna say, since I'm pretty much always in my suit,
Why don't you have a suit? Do you have like an outfit that you wear?
who doesn't care?
I don't care. I wear just like
He
whatever.
wears the Superboy T-shirt.
Essentially, I'm like Superboy. It's just like a t-shirt and pants. Like
Lay.
I never got out of my suit, so
Oh yeah.
I guess it's
To us,
You
just
have a couple people who can even change clothes.
Yeah.
My
I
clothes
have
can change to
ridiculous
whatever I
clothes.
want them to be, so it's whatever. Mostly, I just don't care.
So how are you preparing? What's we doing?
I'll be hanging out with the majority of the people.
Wait, so do
but
we have like a
I'll
headquarters?
be off in a corner,
That's not been established officially.
and
You guys can establish that you have a something.
Yeah,
of
I was like, do we
headquarters
have
for
a
yourself.
hangout? Because it sounds like we should just go to this hangout, and or go to the
I think
super cops and say, hey, there's bad things gonna
we
happen.
we've already established that we're not going to do that though.
Oh, okay. Well,
Well,
I
so
wasn't there for
we
that.
filled you in on the situation, though.
And I feel like you definitely would be like, no,
Like, yeah,
we're not
fuck
gonna.
those guys.
Yeah,
I mean,
because you were just talking
those
about
guys.
like, no, we're not gonna go with
Gotcha.
them. You're gonna say call them, aren't you, just to be rebellious?
Yeah, well, I mean, we're not gonna be able to take on a whole neighborhood.
Slap.
My favorite.
always against the party.
literally
Not
what?
just because he always gets the party. He chose to
But-
be the guy who's like the rebel. And so far, his rebellion has been disliking the way something is phrased on a sign, so he's trying to make it better, and disagreeing with the team's reckless decisions.
Or not
be a
reckless
good or
decisions.
Yeah, I think you're the most responsible one here. You're like, I have this device that can read minds. Nah, that's not ethical.
lame.
I was
Yeah.
using it though.
Yeah, but
I stole it too.
yeah, you stole it, and then we're like, she's upset. Oh well.
Oh well, sandwich.
Sandwich, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, you're a delinquent of delinquents. You're like rebelling against the rebelling.
I got so,
So
good at
mad.
rebelling, I had to start a rebellion against the rebellion.
Yeah.
In any case,
You guys are rebels, right? I rebel.
I think our hideout should be in a treehouse. That'd be pretty cool.
What are we, kids next door?
Yeah, why not? We're cool. We think we're cool.
We think we're. It's like the tree houses. Okay, they're pretty cool, but
Tree houses are dope. And we
They're
should have
lit.
one.
it's bigger on the inside.
It's bigger on the inside. Like, it's cooler than a regular
I think-
tree house.
Shouldn't we just stay in the area since like we're in the neighborhood? It's gonna happen. When we just stay in the area.
Treehouse is in a portal pocket dimension that I can open.
This sounds exactly like someone. Anyone that has a treehouse sounds exactly like that.
Libby's magic hidden dimension that she has is just a treehouse.
Yeah. It's inside the moon, and it's like the super pristine.
Again, it's just like kids next door. They have a tree on the moon.
No, but mine's in the moon.
in the moon. It has a shield.
It's in the moon, and it's just like out of Majora's Mask. It's perfect, pristine, children running around the street.
And you have to
My
get them all
ideal
of your
world,
masks.
And you have to make them all.
Take it, we do this every time. We go to your portal, and then we have to gather the masks. Then we have to beat some weird squid
so
thing.
cool.
You have to play some masks with those kids.
Yep.
Give up all the things you earned to get some super cool mask.
We could just hang out in the gym because that's in the
I thought
neighborhood.
That's fine. We can be in the gym. But wherever we're hanging out, I'm in a corner of it.
Ah.
And I am
Wait, so-
psychically hovering
I mean, can I go to the corner
some
store?
dice in my hand.
And,
Sure.
you know,
The
They-
situation resolved itself there.
oh,
so
well, then I'm going to go buy some more snacks at the
Okay.
corner store.
I'm gonna quite literally be beating the stuffing out of a punching bag.
I'll be studying you, like how to punch bags, and then I'll also be like kind of trying to mimic you, but very poorly.
Okay. What are you doing, Esmir?
What am I doing? I'm punching along with you. I'm just like, this actually does feel pretty good.
And I'll go from punching it to like bracing it so that you can fully punch it and it stays in one place. It's like, go ahead, give it a few thwacks.
What would you say is the proper technique to beating the stuffing out of this?
Never drop your shoulders. I say in like a inquisitive like way.
Okay, and I'll kind of just look like I took note of it, like mentally. I'll just be like, oh, so I'll immediately like drop my shoulders.
Breach. I would like you to roll comfort or support again. So 2d6 plus mundane. Because I think you're trying to comfort or support Pandora with her, helping her learn how the punching works and stuff. That's enough. Base 9.
Mundane's only -1, so
That's an 8. So on a 7 to 9, Pandora, you can choose if you want to mark potential, clear a condition, or shift your labels.
Probably mark potential.
you're welcome.
EXP.
I've succeeded almost everything so far, so I need to catch up.
So
Yeah, we're gonna.
I just assume that since I got full potential and picked a new move, then I clear potential.
Clear it back to 0,
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
So I guess I'll bring up the fact that I would probably say this. So like while I'm like practicing, I'll just be relaying random notes about boxing, about how it's the most dangerous sport and how much concussions and like bone injuries happen. Because I also am a doctor.
Oh yeah.
So I guess we're just gonna wait here and just kind of chill out while we're waiting for the stuff to go down.
Sounds good.
I was like, yeah, I guess I will eventually join them after I grab,
Or
snacks
food.
at the corner store.
Did you have enough to share with the class?
No,
Okay.
just
Does anyone else want
mango
to
high chews and bag of chips. Great.
I was thinking from my corner, eventually as they're kind of all punching the bags, maybe like as they're kind of wrapping up, I will shoot a psychic fist at one of the punching bags to attempt my joining in with the group.
Roll Unleash Your Powers, so plus freak.
Damn.
6,
You just
8,
murdered it.
10.
So you just let out a pretty grandiose display of your powers. It's really cool looking. Fire off, this kind of psychic thing. It hits the
Punching bag.
the bag. The bag like swings like real high back, like it does that kind of thing where it like actually swings up and like hits the ceiling and then like swings down and back and everything.
And it'll like break a ceiling tile, and I'll be like, ooh, Joe's not gonna be happy about that one.
And that was
Shrugs.
with the
Shrugs.
being partially incorporeal.
Mm-hmm.
I also wanted in punching the bags, maybe his hand gets stuck in the bag, kind of thing. Has to pull it out. I just kind of wanted to like have a little bit of like literal like I guess I was gonna say literal sticky fingers, but or mostly just getting stuck in things.
All right, interesting. So you guys kind of hang out. You wait for the time to come. You're getting prepped. You're getting ready.
Anybody want to drink beers while we wait? Go to the corner store, get some beer.
We're teenagers.
Oh, yeah, shit.
You
Oh, delinquent! Finally!
You can steal it.
Or I could just have a fake ID.
Yeah, you could have a fake ID. You could read his mind or something. Figure something out.
That's true.
I don't know.
Oh man, I want to read the corner store guy's mind. See if I can just figure out a way to get some beers.
all right. Roll.
Then again, it's probably not a good idea to drink a bunch of beer before a training session, so
It's up to you. What do you do?
This is not a training session.
I will go with my responsible delinquent and did not get the beers. I lied.
You think
We'll
about
save
it,
the
you're
beers
like,
for later.
But I'm about to fight somebody. The clock rolls around. You see that it's approaching 8, but you haven't heard anything. It's kind of almost eerily silent throughout the area. What are you guys doing when it's closing in on the time period?
I'm gonna unwrap the wrappings that I had on my hands and just towel off and then go and wait outside the front of the gym.
Okay.
I'll be reading a notebook I have of all the Golden Age heroes and supervillains and trying to analyze how he was defeated in the past and what his weaknesses might be.
All right.
I'll go hang out on the roof.
Sounds good. I want to see if there's anything that I can. I think we might have you roll assist the situation later when it becomes relevant based on you having done that.
Okay.
Do you want to roll something like assist the situation now, or are you on the roof actually doing lookout, or are you just kind of hanging out on the roof?
Yeah, I like looking out.
Okay. Roll assess the situation. So 2d6 plus superior. I almost said plus 10 because I saw the on a 10 plus.
Roll a 10. You instantly get it.
No, that's a 4.
Potential!
Mark
minus.
potential and tell me what's distracting you. You went up to go on the lookout, but something either physically or emotionally or whatever is distracting you. What is it?
The amulet. I'm
Ah.
still fiddling with the amulet, trying to read minds and seeing if I can do it from a rooftop. Which, when I'm not, within line of sight of somebody or within a good proximity, it's hard to read
Sounds good.
minds. And also, trying to respect my teammates' privacy a little bit by not reading their thoughts.
So I'm behind the counter of the gym. I have out my pad that I use to control my spacecraft. It's kind of like what you would use to control a drone. So I can kind of see what it's looking at. I'm
Sure.
looking around the neighborhood, just trying to make sure everything's still safe.
I know that you have a move that makes you roll plus something different when you have when you're using your ship.
Yeah.
It is whatever your ship is. I don't know if it normally affects assess the situation, but I'm allowing it for this time. So whatever stat that would allow you to roll if you want to.
Yeah, I think it's using superior.
Because it probably would, since that's normally high for the outsider.
Yeah.
And I also got a full bar of potential.
Oh, sure.
14.
God damn.
Pandora is the only one who's doing anything.
What?
I'm kidding.
Scott and I are powering up.
That's true.
I've only marked one potential. My rolls have been decent.
Pretty decent.
Ignored. I'm the ignored child in the corner. To be fair, I put myself
I was gonna
you have the 2 questions from the assess the situation list, which is up in this corner. I'm going to pass that to you.
Yeah.
Breakdown order.
All right, so have you chosen your 2 questions?
Yeah. So my first one, since I am looking to see if there's any movement in the neighborhood, is there any big threat here yet?
You are flying your ship overhead. When you catch a quick blur of motion, you almost looked past it. It was so it had just almost innately something that you wouldn't look at, but you catch it, you go back and you kind of focus in on it, and you see that there are 2 figures running across rooftops. They are both dressed in red. One of them appears to be an adult man, one of them appears to be a teenage girl.